We are in week 15. We are literally almost done. And so, let me just say that I understand the burnout level. We professors often feel it as much as you guys do. Well, I guess everybody can debate about that, but the bottom line is I am always kind of feeling that kind of fatigue at the end of a semester like everybody else, especially because, you know, we've just been hit with so much knowledge. And then the other issue, I think it's even more so, is that you're getting it from all your classes, and some professors and some subject matter demand much more attention from you. So I get that. The good news for you all to just remember is that I don't do with this class a comprehensive exam. In fact, if you've made it this far and your points, if you've kept up the work this far, you should be taking a good step back and just breathe easy, in the sense that I give a lot of work, but I also give a lot of points. And so I don't tell students, I don't encourage people not to do certain assignments, and I don't encourage them not to worry about assignments, because also I don't do the math myself. That's something for you to figure out. But you know, I want to encourage you to really get into the subject matter, but just realize that, you know, if you've been doing your work, you're probably pretty solid right now. For those of you who are behind, I just need to ask you right now if you can somehow get it in there. I have a deadline, you know, we get finals week, and I have 48 hours to turn in grades, and I need time to build to grade your work. And some of you, we've had conversations, and so we're already okay in terms of, at least we have an understanding. If you're very behind on work and you're wanting to catch up and you haven't had a conversation with me, you have to do that for me around this time, because I will be getting a lot of extra work. I can't just all of a sudden give full credit and take in a bunch of work from, you know, 3 or 4 people who all of a sudden now decided they wanted to show up. So if you haven't contacted me before and now you're thinking that you really want to try to, like, you know, do something about it, you need to contact me right away, and that's going to be on you, and then for me to decide what we can work with. Okay? So I do encourage you to contact me, though. Okay? Now, having said that, what else did I want to say? Okay, just a few things. Might have said this before, but I noticed from some of my last grading papers, I discovered, and I don't think this is in my lectures, that like Egyptian Coptic Christians consider the term monophysite, or the concept of monophysitism, if you even remember this concept in Christian theology, to be derogatory. Like, they don't like being called monophysites, even though that describes the idea of oneness, one physicality of God, or irreducibleness of that. And I've noticed again that I've kept in some of my lectures and some of the notes that term. I'm just letting you know that if you have a Coptic friend, they don't like that term. So I've been told by another priest. So I like to just kind of respect those things. I just, you know, it's obviously we don't run a. It's not a discussion that even I myself, for all that I've studied, get into all the time, and so I wasn't aware of that. So I just thought I would throw that out there. And then also to say now, okay, so we're getting into a lot of subject matter that may seem a little repetitive to you, but you'll notice something. We're talking still a lot about Islam. And what I hope you're appreciating is, you know, I'm not just covering Islam this much because it happens to be something that I studied and it's like a, you know, a hip topic to talk about. It is a major world religion, and the religion is everywhere in the world, in the Philippines, in Thailand, China, places that a lot of people don't think of it being. And so its legacy, like Christianity, I mean, there's really like two religions that the world can't escape from having a discussion about, which it's Christianity and Islam. And you can have a wide range of opinions on it, but the historic presence is there, and it's solid, right? And because of that, Judaism is always a topic, because it's a topic within Christianity and Islam itself, which I think also might explain this whole kind of this world kind of Jewish question, or the top. Why does such a small minority get talked about so much compared to, let's say, the Roma people, also known as gypsies, which they also don't like that term, many of them. But why? Well, if you think about it, Christianity and Islam, they say negative and positive things about Jews, but the topic of Jews is embedded into the experience of being a Christian or a Muslim. Think about that. And then for Islam, it makes it it's even more trickier, because Islam is a dialogue about Jews and Christians, and then the coming of Muhammad and Islam itself. So it's and that can make things controversial in the sense that you have all these faiths always thinking about each other, and sometimes it can be good, and sometimes that doesn't always go over so well. But what you see in this section is even the struggles between the Sunnis and the Shiites materializing and popping up in places like India and Persia, which is modern Iran. So what you're getting, if you follow the history here, we cover the Ottoman Empire, the Safavids, and the Mughals. Wow, if you can kind of start grasping all this, things that are taking place now have a lot of their roots back in this history. Is this so relevant? It is so relevant, and you are so ahead of the game on understanding the world if you can put the time and actually kind of pay attention and focus on this. Some of the information is a repeat of some of the things I've said before, but that's not a bad thing, because it's helping you get ingrained this idea. What are the hadiths? What's the Quran? What's Sharia law really mean? What's the difference between Shiites and Sunnis? Okay, those kind of things. Okay, now, last thing I'll say. Sometimes you hear the word for Shiite, Shi'i, or Shi'i. You hear different pronunciations. In Arabic, it's Shia. Like they're fully called Shiat Ali, the partisans of Ali, and it's like shorthand. And then Shiite is a kind of anglicized English way of saying it. And then when you say Shi'i or Shia, like when you hear these variants like that, that's based more off the original languages, Arabic or Persian, and how you would pronounce it. So I'm just letting you know. And the reason why I say that is some of the documentary and the video clips, you'll hear those different pronunciations, and that's why it's that way. Okay, for those who care as well. So, any questions? Just let me know. Hang in there. Fight hard. It's worth it. You guys did great, and I want you to keep, take all the richness of knowledge you can out of this before you leave my class. You won't be exposed to a lot of this from now on unless you do it on your own, and I think you're going to be the better for it. So, again, contact me if you need anything.